Looks like this one's up first. Okay, so we're going to get started. Everybody? A little after 7:30. So this has been moved around. It's finances up first. So there was nobody signed up for public comment.
Yes, there is. I signed up.
Okay. If we come on up and hold out. Let me read while you're walking up. The Pennridge School Board welcomes public comment. According to Policy 903, we remind everyone of the following. Public comment shall be limited to 3 minutes unless otherwise specified by the board. Participants must be recognized by the presiding officer and note their name and municipality. All statements shall be directed to the presiding officer rather than to individual board members, district employees, or members of the public. The speaker may speak once during each comment period. Please note that these sessions are designated for comments. To protect the confidentiality and privacy rights of all members of our community, the board encourages members of the public to direct any comments regarding particular individuals, such as students or district employees, privately to the superintendent or other appropriate administrator, or to communicate with the board privately by sending an email to psdschoolboard@pennridge.org. Questions raised and not addressed may be followed up at a later time.
Good evening. Sue Furlong, West Rock Hill Township. I'm going to beat the drum one more time. This is the headline I saw in the newspaper the other day. Quakertown is spending $3.6 million on a sports facility. A month or two ago, they were crying, poor me, poor me. We were buying it, at least the board was, and we subsidized them by $225,000 according to a video I saw of the meeting up at the JOC, at the Upper Bucks Tech School. And then I look at our final budget numbers here, and our amount that we are in the red is, where is it? It's $337,654. So if I take the $225,000 away from the $337,654, we would have only been off budget by a little over 100,000, like 12 or something like that. I didn't do the math. But it was just slightly over 100,000. So that decision came close to making this difference as to whether or not this school district was in the black or in the red. And I believe that Quakertown should have been responsible for educating its children and not ask Pennridge to pick it up, and Pennridge should not have volunteered to pick it up. I've watched that video, and I really, Dr. Yarnell, I have no idea what you were thinking in terms of not abiding by the Articles of Association for the Upper Bucks.
Excuse me for a minute. I just got done reading this. You've been here for as long as I have.
He is an elected official.
Excuse me, do not talk to people directly. That's our policy. Go ahead. Say
He is an elected official.
If I could cut you off, I would. Okay, if I could cut you off, I would.
He is an elected official.
I don't care. I'm not happy. You have hurry up and finish because you're running out of time.
He is an elected official, and I have every right to express my opinion as a citizen of Pennridge to a board member of Pennridge.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Hurry up and finish.
I am finished.
Okay, thank you for your comment. All right, first thing up is Sean going through a review of our final general fund budget. Sean?
Thank you. First item on the finance agenda is the final general fund budget for fiscal year 17-18. This has revenues of $132,734,991. That's the same as the preliminary budget, which was passed in May, and final expenditures of $133,072,645. Again, that's the same amount as approved in the preliminary budget in May. and to authorize the use of $337,654 of budgetary reserve commitment. And again, that is the exact same amount also. In addition to that, we'll set the tax rate at 135.2555 mils, and that is the same as the current fiscal year. So the budget that we are proposing for the board to vote on June 19th is the exact same budget that we asked the board to vote on at the May meeting, and the board passed that. The millage rate again is the exact same amount as it is the current year. We will not have a millage increase this year. Are there any questions about the budget? We will then move forward with the process of getting our tax bills prepared at the current millage rate, and I think that's safe to say for us to move forward.
Yeah.
There's no objections to that. Okay, so we're gonna speak with the tax collectors tomorrow and have them begin their process of getting the bills out, which they're going to be very appreciative of, because the last couple of years they've been down to the wire to get that work done. So, okay, thank you.
I did have one thing real fast, I'm sorry. So this was adjusted down about $40,000 from the last time we saw it?
No, this is exactly the same. Okay. Item number 2 is levying of the other taxes, which the district levies on an annual basis. 1% earned income tax, 0.5% of real estate transfer tax, and the $5 local services tax, which the district receives. And those tax rates are again all the same as they are currently. But we would add or may have a resolution to pass those each year. The third item also has to do with the budget process. This is the 2017 Homestead and Farmstead exclusion, the resolution which the board needs to pass. The exclusion amount this year is $1,488 per property. That's assessed value, and multiply that by the tax rate. That means each qualifying homestead and farmstead will receive $201.26 reduction in the real estate tax bill. Okay, and those funds to pay for that come from the state, from the gambling funds which are collected each year at the state, and then we do basically a dollar for dollar transfer. We take the funds in and then reduce the tax bills by the same amount. Okay.
I have a question.
Sure.
So how does that compare to years past? Because generally, the amount has stayed about the same, or it's getting smaller, a little bit smaller every year because more people are applying and take a piece of the pie, correct?
Yeah, our number of properties this year are within single digits different than last year, so that I think it's less than 5 different. Our money is actually up a little bit this year from the state. This year, I believe our amount of tax dollars is $191 and some odd cents, and next year it's $201, so it's up just a little bit.
So, all right, thank you.
Well, the next item is item 4, and again, this is kind of a carryover each year. This is to set the installment dates for the tax bills. They'll be August 31st, October 31st, and December 15th, and those are the same dates as this year, and that will be for any taxpayer who wishes to pay their tax bill in an installment basis instead of all at one time. And those payments from the taxpayers are at they do not receive the discounted rate. They have to pay the base value, so they opt into that. The next item also has to do with the budget. This is our annual resolution or the passage for the commitment of fund balance for the year ending for 16-17. We actually have to do this before the end of the fiscal year. So e-finance plus is a carryover of $15,986. That's for upgrades to software that's been in place for some time. The second is the PESERS commitment of $6,041,781. That's the same as this year. The third is a budget, is the amount to budget the balance, or I'm sorry, to balance the budget of $337,654, so we'll commit that money within the fund balance. And then D will be set as we finish the audit process, and that will be any additional dollars that are left would either go to the unassigned fund balance or go to the capital projects. So we'll talk about that a few months down the road when we see our final audit numbers for the current year. Okay?
So will there be a motion at the June meeting for these
Yes.
amounts?
Yes.
Okay, except the capital projects, we will discuss at a later
Yes.
finance meeting and then vote after that?
Yes, so we'll actually have D on the motion so that we do in June, so that it reserves the board's right to look at that later.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
All right.
Next item is number 6. These are the developed premium rates for our health insurance for 17-18 fiscal year. These are the same medical, prescription, vision, and dental rates as we have in the current year. We are not increasing those rates for the 17-18 budget. So our employees and the district will not see an increase in those rates. And those current rates are worked into the 17-18 general fund budgets. The next item is the stop loss renewal. This ties to our health insurance. The stop loss insurance is purchased by the district and put in place to cover any claims for individuals that are in excess of $200,000 for the year. And the quote is with the current carrier. We received the best quote from the current carrier, RMTS Nationwide. The amount is $542,991. It's up about $23,000. Current year is about $519,000. And it is up based on the fact that we have a number of high claimants. Overall, our health insurance and prescription drug claims are down considerably, but we have a number of high claimants that are impacting this rate. So there's good news and there's bad news in that area. Okay. Next item is 8. This is our PSBA renewal for our insurance. And I have each of the different insurance programs listed there and the amount of the renewal quote. This is down about $70,000 from the quote we received in April, which we had built into the budget. So we have some extra room there in case that's needed. And we do have one more insurance coming later on in the summer, and that's the student accident insurance, and that one renews in August, but all these insurances renew July 1st. Any questions? Okay. Okay, the next item, number 9, is a long list of contracts that we have for approval this month. 9A is our Vision Benefits of America contract. It's actually still in the process of being reviewed by Mr. Cox. And these are the exact same rates as this year. We are just working on some language changes in the contract. Item B is a Canvas contract. This is an extension of the Canvas program. This will add Canvas to the middle school level now. Currently it's at the high school, and with the changes in the technology plan at the middle school, this now sets the middle school up to add Canvas. So that's what this is for. Item C is it's a contract with PSBA for grant writing support. They have a help desk program at PSBA, which we can purchase that service, and they will help us not only find but apply for grants. And this is actually a project from Dr. Scheid. She wanted to try this for a year and see how this worked, to see if we could perhaps get some grants. It's very difficult for our district to get grants, one, because we're wealthy, and number two, they're very time consuming to do, and everybody's very busy. But we really thought if we could get some guidance and some help going through that process, that perhaps Dr. Scheid thought she could apply for some grants and hopefully we could.
Can you speak up, please?
Sure.
I realize Dr. Scheid's not here, but did she say if they gave her any information about how successful they are, or do they make any kind of a guarantee? I don't suppose they would, but,
No guarantees.
okay.
Yeah. No guarantees in the grant. Item D is an MOU between the PEA and the district for long-term substitutes. It has been reviewed by the solicitor, and Mrs. McHale is here in case if anybody has any questions on what they read on that MOU. Okay, you need her to talk about it. Anybody need Mrs. McHale to answer any questions?
Is this the same agreement that we've had for many years? I mean, I thought it used to be part of the contract.
I'll let Mrs. McHale answer. Her and Dr. Price worked on this.
Mrs. Yardley, you're correct. It is part of the contract, so we're revising the dates a little bit. The original contract language was July 15th, so this gives us a little more time to hire folks in a contracted position, and it's a little more attractive to them rather than coming in as a long-term sub and not knowing your status for the rest of the year. But most importantly, every year, Dr. Price and myself are asking the union for an extension after the first semester to the end of the year, so that we have a little bit more time to review to review and evaluate those folks that are in the positions as long-term subs. So the union came to us and said, well, why don't you just extend the date then to September? That way, you don't have those people from July 15th through the beginning of the school year that you're hiring as long-term subs, and we'll extend out the period of evaluation. So we agreed upon September 1st as the new deadline, and the evaluation period taken out through April 30th if you're hired in the first semester. If you're hired in the second semester, then we have a full 90 days beyond that to review before a contract is awarded. Any other? That's pretty much the... Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to item 9E, is a contract with Education Incorporated. It's for educational services for the student identified by the number. It's $44 per hour, and this is for a student who is in a hospital stay. Item F is Overbrook School for the Blind. This is extended school year services for the student identified by the number there, $8,810. This is for 20 days of education in the extended school year program. Covers educational costs for the student and a one-to-one aid. Item G is Kids Peace tutorial services at $40 per hour. This is for a student and this is due to medical necessity. H is also Kids Peace, same rate, different student, but again also medical necessity. I is the Pathway School. This is another extended school year service for the student identified there, $7,000 for the cost from July 5th to August 15th. J is another Pathway School, different student, same dates, and same amount of money at $7,000, again for an extended school year program. K is Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, again educational services for the student listed by the number. It started on May 6th This is $53.84 per hour, and this is due to a hospital stay. I is Valley Forge Educational Services. Again, another extended school year program for the student identified by the number. This program is July 5th through August 5th. This is $7,700. M is Wordsworth Academy, another extended school year service for a student identified by the number. This one runs from June 26th to August 4th at the cost of $10,150. And this is Council of Southeast Pennsylvania. This is to provide services and support to our student assistance team, our SAP team within the district. This is for the next fiscal year, the next school year. This is the cost of $10,400 for the services that are provided to the SAP team. Next page O is Justin's yearbook. This is for the yearbooks for South Middle School for the 17-18 school year, and the yearbooks are paid by the parents and the students. So the cost to the district is nothing. P is Upper Bucks County Technical School. This is the annual agreement that we've had. This will be our third year. This is for the food service director agreement. Mrs. Geritano goes to the VOTEC school and does the service there as the food service director for the tech school. We receive $10,000 from the school to do that, and she then receives a stipend. Next item Q is Quest Tech. This is for our help desk support for the next 4 years at a cost of $22,500 per year. This is the same company we've had for help desk for, I believe, 3 years, and we're happy with those services, and we're going to extend that contract. This will also then allow us to hire one of our technology department employees that is currently a Quest Tech employee. We've talked about this before. This is the second person that we're bringing back for the start of the next school year.
Can you speak up? I couldn't hear what you just said.
And we will we'll bring that person onto our point.
So if we are bringing back a second, or hiring a second person to be a Pennridge employee, then do we still need this help desk?
Yes, we had, through Quest Tech, we had the help desk, and we had 2 employees. This current year, we were able to bring one of those employees back.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the next fiscal year, we're going to bring the second employee back, but we're still going to have the help desk service through Quest Tech.
So this cost for the help desk never included
No.
the cost of that person? That was an additional cost?
Yes, the
of
contract was much more in the current year.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
correct. R is Kronos Incorporated. That's our annual maintenance support contract for $34,033, and that's for our payroll timekeeping system. S is Andrews Network Enterprises. This is for the iBoss subscription, and what that is that's our web filter for our internet service. That's for next year. That's at a cost of $18,966. T is Musical Theater International. This is next year's play at North Middle School. It'll be Peter Pan Jr. The cost is $685, and this is paid by the drama club at the North Middle School. U is Blackboard Incorporated. This is our email notification software. This is for next year. It's $14,600. And the last item is item V. This is an agreement for transportation services for next year for a student, and the parent will drive that student, and we will pay the parent the IRS millage rate. We're doing that currently this year with the parent. This is a student that's going to the Overbrook School for Blind. So the parents transport the student, and we reimburse at the mileage rate, and then we are able to claim those miles on our report to the state for our transportation costs. Okay, so that's the list of contracts. I'll keep going then. Okay. Item 10, settlement agreement for the student identified as 2017-37. This settlement agreement is for extended school year services, and the cost is $2,250. Item 11 is the annual PSBA membership. This is the renewal. It's $15,025. And the services that are provided by PSBA are attached in the handout that you received with your agenda. So if anyone has any questions about any of those, please ask. The next item, 12, is a very long list of high school, middle school, and elementary school student activity accounts, along with requests to carry over funds, starting down on BB is a request to carry over funds. These are, Amelia, these are all the same accounts as last year, current year, right? Except green grass grabber?
No, it
Okay.
was last year. They just did a different time. There's new account number K, I would say, because it's class of 2001.
Thank you, that's for next year's freshman. All the other clubs and activity accounts are the same as the current year then? Any questions on any of those? Okay, item 13 is our technology lease for next year. This is the student laptops, 650 of the one-to-one laptops, and 105 laptops for the STEM program. Also, we have the middle school teacher laptops, 200 of the Lenovo ThinkPads, and we have our four-year ADP program for the laptops. Our annual cost would be $189,916.97 for 4 years for that entire package of equipment for the one-to-one, the STEM, the middle school teachers, and the ADP. So, and we are using the same leasing company that we introduced to you last month or 2 months ago that we used for the refresh. They again came in with a lower quote than our previous company we had used, and so we're going to continue with that company. Item 14 is RFPs that came in. RFP results that came in for a number of different types of school supplies, and we have tech ed, metal shop, wood shop, lumber supplies, art supplies, music instruments, printing and binding under G, and the paper under H, which comes through the intermediate unit bidding process. So I'll save you from rereading every one of those numbers. Okay. 15 is an annual approval of all of our bank depositories that we have used. Some we use very heavily, like QNB. We use them every day. They're our main depository. Some we don't use very much at all, but we have them on and approved in case we do need them. We did take a few off this year that we have not used for some time, and we decided to remove them. But this group that we have here for approval will take care of all of our needs. Item 16 for your approval. Again, this is an annual approval, and this is our list of cooperative purchasing programs that the district works within in order to secure state bidding prices and so forth. So we ask for your approval of those, then we're able to utilize those to get state contract pricing. And number 17, again, this is an annual request that the board, or that your business office be able to continue paying the bills for this fiscal year and make sure that, you know, we've basically given us the permission to finish things up and get the bills paid and get the year finished up. And then we'll bring you the list for approval in July. And so that's it for finance. There's a lot there, and a lot of it is things that we do every year, but there's definitely a lot there.
Pretty quiet up here. Does anybody have, is everything okay? That was a lot. And if there's any questions, as usual, we can come back to you. I have a question, but I'll save it for later. So that being said, that concludes the facilities portion of our meeting. Finance. If
I have a question.
Mrs. Schmidt, you have a public comment to kick off your...
No, this is the end of the finance committee meeting. Thank you.
No.
This,
Get it over with.
my question is for the finance committee meeting, and I had a couple. I tried to look up this Kids Peace organization on the internet, and I could not find them. If I could get some information as to who they are, where they're located, that kind of thing, it would be informative. And that information, if I need to put in a right-to-know request, I'll do that, but I could not find them on the internet, so I don't know who they are. And I'm also wondering if the 2016 class funds have been closed out. This is 2016 to the general funds. And if there was any money left over, you know, was any of it dispersed in any other way than the way state law says it should be. And also the class of 2017 funds, I just would like to know how those are being dispersed. And again, if I need to do a right to know, I'll be happy to do that.
The website for Kids Peace, it's one word, so you have to look it up as one word.
Okay.
It's kidspeace.org.
Okay, you know what, I was doing .com. Thank you. I saw where another school district used it, but I just couldn't find it. All right, thank you very much. And do I need a right to know on those requests for the student funds?
No, it's okay.
All right, thank you. Okay, you can use the same email address that I submitted for my last right to know. You are the officer, correct, I believe?
Yeah.
The right to know officer, so you would have my email address?
Just send me an email with your
Okay.
those two questions, and then I'll have it. I can just respond to you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, Suzette?
That concludes for finance. We'll move to facilities, and I'll read this again in regard to the facilities meeting. The Pennridge School Board welcomes public comment. According to